Hello friends, welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. In today's weather forecast on your Thursday, August 22nd, 2024, we are going to be talking about a major heat wave that just continues across the southern United States, when that will ease, and looking at precipitation trends over the next couple of weeks and your tropical weather update at the end of this video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel down below if you haven't already. Thanks to all the new subscribers here as of recent. We are getting close to 95,000 subscribers and ultimately closer to 100,000 subscribers. So if you want to help out, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes a long way. Also, make sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. That goes a long way in helping out as well. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. We'll get to those after the video. So without further ado, let's dive into the forecast here for today on Thursday. And here's the ridge of high pressure that continues to bring all of the unseasonably warm temperatures across portions of the southern United States. That continues to expand, but a little bit further east toward the Mississippi River Valley as we go into tomorrow on Friday. Notice this little divot here across the Pacific Northwest. That's a trough that's going to be moving in. So some cooler air is going to be moving into Washington State, Oregon, and Northern California as we enter into late week on Friday. So let's look here at the weather alerts for the United States. We have red flag warnings in the pink across the west as active wildfires do continue. We have heat alerts across Oklahoma, southwestern Oklahoma that is, into southeastern New Mexico, and much of the Lone Star State of Texas. And the orange, those are heat advisories, and the magenta shaded colors, those are excessive heat warnings, and those are more plentiful across northwest Texas and down into south central Texas as we go through today. Let's look at the afternoon highs here today. So we are back into the triple digits across Texas, into the 104 area temperature there into Amarillo, 105 into the Lubbock area, 110 in Abilene, and 102 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area this afternoon. By comparison, look at the Great Lakes region up into the Northeast. We're into the 60s here into the Northeast, 70s, very comfortable, low humidity as well across portions of the Great Lakes, and then across the Pacific Northwest. Can't argue with the 70s over here neither. And then as we wake up early Friday morning, the areas that are in the 70s today here for highs across the Great Lakes will be down into the 40s and 50s to wake up on your Friday morning. So very refreshing air out there. Down to the 80s we go into Texas, where it's very hot here as we go into Friday morning, and then we'll be right back into the triple digits. We're up to 112 Wichita Falls tomorrow afternoon, 109 in Abilene, 103 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and back to 101 in the Oklahoma City metro area Friday afternoon. Let's look at the storm reports that did come in from yesterday on Wednesday, August 21st. We did have some scattered severe weather, nothing too terribly organized, but we did see some wind and hail out there. Thankfully, no tornadoes. That was kept to a minimum yesterday. Here is the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see there are a couple areas of severe weather concern today across the eastern Dakotas and into Minnesota with a marginal risk that's a level 1 out of 5. Level 2 out of 5, a little bit greater of a severe chance here in eastern Colorado, southwest Nebraska, and northwest Kansas today. That is a slight risk, and then another marginal level 1 out of 5 out here in Utah into northwestern Arizona as well. Looking mainly for damaging winds and large hail. An isolated spin-up tornado cannot be ruled out, but that's the main potential, is damaging winds and large hail with some heavier rainfall. So this afternoon, isolated to widely scattered storm activity across the middle of the country. That'll continue into the evening. Some of those storms may start to cluster up, especially in that slight risk area, eastern Colorado, southwestern Nebraska, and northwest Kansas, and maybe even some storms with the heat of the day into central and southern Texas. That is a possibility as well. The cap, though, may be too strong to overcome, so there may not be any storms down there. We'll have to wait and see. Early Friday morning, some scattered storms possible from the lakes Superior up here into the northern part of Wisconsin, all the way back into Kansas. Some of those storms could be a little feisty with, again, damaging winds, large hail, and some heavier rainfall out of those. Then as we go into Friday, another marginal risk day here for severe weather back into Utah, into Wyoming, into Colorado. This is western Colorado this time. And then another marginal risk, 1 out of 5 on the risk scale, from eastern Montana all the way down into northwest Kansas as we go into tomorrow. Again, the main risk, damaging winds and large hail. The tornado threat is very low. So walking you through your Friday morning, minimum of thunderstorm activity as we start the day, as we have cooler air. As we go into the afternoon, storms may begin to pop up here. Again, Texas, maybe some storms with the heat of the day. Again, there's probably going to be a capping inversion on the atmosphere, so that is a little bit uncertain. But going into the evening hours, maybe some more activity trying to develop there near the Red River into Texas here as convective temperatures are reached. And going through the weekend here, you can see going through Saturday, August 24th, here are the rainfall amounts. And the heaviest by far will be in the Sunshine State of Florida up into southeastern Georgia, where we could be seeing over an inch of rain here in quite a few areas. Otherwise, quite a bit few and far between with our rainfall totals from the upper Midwest back toward the Rockies. A little bit heavier over here in the Pacific Northwest into Seattle, Portland, all the way down to Northern California. Hit or miss areas here of a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Very dry, though, out east as we go through the start of the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, we got a big trough coming in across the western U.S. and a ridge that's got down here in Texas will start to migrate a little bit further to the east towards the Mississippi River Valley this weekend, and that's going to be leading to a clash of the air masses. We got some well below normal temperatures across the western U.S., almost 30 degrees below normal, and then well above normal temperatures in the middle and eastern two-thirds of the country, almost 20 degrees above normal over here. So let's look at those temperatures for Saturday afternoon. We're into the 90s here. Not as hot, though, in Texas, so we'll take it. But the 90s will be spreading a little bit further north into Kansas, into Missouri, into southern Illinois as we go into Saturday. And then if you don't see them on Saturday, that 90-degree mark will be taking a run at Des Moines and also Omaha in the Sioux Falls region. Even Rapid City up here in South Dakota will start to get back into the 90s as we go into Sunday afternoon. And the east will start to warm up as well. Even the northeast that were in the 60s today, for example, we're going to be into the 80s as we go into Sunday afternoon. And then look at all of the cool air out west in Sunday afternoon. 50s, 60s for highs across Washington State, Oregon, Idaho, western Montana, Utah, Nevada, California there, especially the higher elevations. Definitely seeing that for Sunday. Now, the clash of the air masses could lead to the storm energy starting to build, your convective available potential energy. The higher the number and the higher the value, the greater the chance for severe weather we could have as we go into Saturday. And you can see those values are up over 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 joules per kilogram from the Dakotas down all the way into Kansas and Missouri on Saturday. So there is a marginal risk of severe weather on Saturday from the western Dakotas down there into Nebraska. The reason why we have so much storm energy is there's a lot of warm air in place and then that cold air coming in. But the reason why there's only a marginal risk because of all the energy is because the storm coverage is going to remain rather low as we go into Saturday. A lot more storm energy and storm coverage potentially on Sunday, where we could be pushing 9,000 joules per kilogram, folks. That is basically off the charts up there in the eastern Dakotas. That's why there's already a confident day 4 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center saying, hey, there's a level 2 out of 5 slight risk up here. We need to watch this for damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes as we go into Sunday. And looking at the convective footprint, the rainfall amounts as we go into the weekend, pretty isolated and scattered out here, so not any real organized severe weather, even though we do have that marginal on Saturday and that slight risk on Sunday. There's really not a lot of forcing for these storms to develop this weekend. Now, as we go into next week, that ridge that's over here in Texas and New Mexico and Colorado area, that's going to be pushing a little bit further east into the eastern U.S. and more zonal flow, if not northwesterly flow aloft across the west. So what's that's going to do is push those above normal temperatures toward the Great Lakes region into the Ohio Valley that we could be 15, 20 degrees above normal, and then that northwesterly or zonal flow out west will bring us 10, 20 degrees below normal out here as we go through the 5-day period next week between Monday, August 26th and Friday, August 30th. Let's look at the precipitation prospects, though, as we go through next week. So let's walk you through that on Monday. We could have some severe weather up here in the northern U.S. Again, the clash of the air masses, that trough coming in. We'll definitely have to watch it. Storm Prediction Center's Day 5 outlook, already confident here. Areas like La Crosse, Wisconsin, the Twin Cities, the Minneapolis-St. Paul vicinity, and then back there into eastern South Dakota. Be watching that. That could be upgraded or expanded as we get closer, as this is still 5 days out. And then as we go into Tuesday, more storm activity here across the Great Lakes up there toward the international border between the U.S. and Canada. And then as we go into Wednesday, same thing there. Thursday, we got another strong low-pressure system developing there in the southern Canadian prairies from Saskatchewan into Manitoba. Cold front, very strong cold front extending down from that across the upper Midwest could bring more severe weather there Thursday into Friday, and then that will sweep across into the east as we go in towards the following weekend. So the rainfall amounts for next week, Monday, August 26th through Friday, August 30th, could be some pretty heavy rain up here with cumulative events. This is not going to come all in one day, but we could be seeing potentially some 1 to 2, maybe even 3-inch rainfall totals during that 5-day period next work week, and especially up here even into Ontario and Quebec, Canada as well. Let's look here at your tropical weather update here. Very quiet is the Atlantic Ocean, and you can see there's not a lot of convection, a lot of thunderstorm activity happening right now, and that's some good news, and that's the reason why the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida is not forecasting anything to occur over the next week, over the next 7 days here in anywhere in the Atlantic Basin, so that's some good news. While that's happening, the sea surface temperatures are rising. We had that big ridge of high pressure over here, right, in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. That is leading to a Gulf of Mexico that is very warm with our sea surface temperatures, especially those shelf waters. Since Beryl happened into the Houston area in Texas, those water temperatures have risen very significantly since then, and also since Debbie hit Florida, we definitely still have those water temperatures recovering there. So a lot of recovery with our water temperatures are happening, and this could lead to some big things as we go into September, as we step into the new month. So the Climate Prediction Center, the experts over there have a greater than 60% chance between August 28th and September 3rd of some storms. That could be tropical storms, hurricanes, major hurricanes trying to develop there off of Africa's coast into the main development region and then taking a run at the Caribbean or the Western tropical Atlantic, say for example the Bahamas. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. If not, we'll see that continue as we go into the second week of September, September 4th through the 10th time frame, and even the Eastern Pacific Ocean will be also very busy as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that for you right here on the channel. Another reason why you should subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications as well so you get the latest videos and live streams here on this channel. So again, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. Leave a like, to give a thumbs up down below if you did enjoy today's weather forecast. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. Get to those after the video, and I hope everyone has a wonderful and tremendous rest of their Thursday out there.